Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naishtaki. Pantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, 26th chapter, titled as Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. There are 24 fundamental elements of material nature, as explained by Kapila Dev in Sankhya Yoga chapter of this section of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Out of these 24 elements, the basic elements are the 5 material elements: earth, water, air, fire, ether. Then are the 5 karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 objects of senses, and the mind, intelligence, ego, and the spirit soul. Now, about the mind, we learned in the previous shloka how the mind is formed. So the mind of living entities is formed by false ego in the form of goodness. So when this ahankar is the cause of transformation. Ahankar means the attitude of I am the doer, as explained by Kapila Dev, kartatvam, karanatvam, I am the instrument, or karyatvam, I am the effect, all the results are because of me. So the ego is manifested as kartatvam, karanatvam, and karyatvam. So I am the doer, I am the main cause, and everything is happening because of me. That is called false ego. That results in formation of all the material elements. So from the false ego of goodness, the transformation of mind takes place. And the function of mind is sankalpa and vikalpa. So mind accepts and rejects. And the adhishtata, the presiding deity, the controller of the mind is Lord Aniruddha. Now Kapila Dev is explaining about intelligence, how the intelligence is formed. So Kapila Dev is saying here in this shloka, Taijasat tu vikurvana, Taijasat tu vikurnavat, Buddhi tattvam abutsati, Buddhim tattva abutsati, Dravyaspurana vijnanam, Dravyaspurana vijnanam, Indriyanam anugraha, Indriyanam anugraha. So Kapila Dev is saying, by the transformation of false ego in the mode of passion, intelligence takes birth. He is telling it to his own mother. Kapila Dev is explaining to Mata Devati. The functions of intelligence are to help in ascertaining the nature of objects when they come into review, and to help the senses. So the function of intelligence is help in ascertaining the nature of all the objects. And also it helps the senses. It is the sense. Intelligence is the highest. Intelligence sends command to mind, and mind sends command to senses, like that. So intelligence is the highest governing authority. So here Srila Prabhupada is explaining about the intelligence. Prabhupada is saying, intelligence is the discriminating power to understand an object, and it helps the senses to make choices. So intelligence has this discriminating power, whether it is correct or wrong, whether it is appropriate to do or not. And if it is appropriate, then the intelligence will give command accordingly. If it is inappropriate, the intelligence will give command not to do. So intelligence will give command to the senses for the choices. Therefore, intelligence is supposed to be the master of the senses. So intelligence is the highest authority, giving command to mind and mind giving to senses. But when intelligence is polluted, then it becomes very weak. And weak intelligence leads to, then the command is taken over by the mind and the senses. So sometimes people know that what they are doing is wrong, but still they do it. Now, the intelligence says that this is not correct, but intelligence is weakened because the senses and the mind are very powerful. The alcoholic knows, he has intelligence that alcohol is not good for his health. But the senses and mind has overtaken the intelligence. A thief who is stealing knows that he is stealing, but intelligence is overtaken by mind and senses. So this way, intelligence is supposed to be the master, but most of the time, master of the senses, but most of the time, senses and the mind becomes the master. Intelligence doesn't work there. So Prabhupada further explaining, the perfection of intelligence is achieved or attained when one becomes fixed in the activities of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, right? So if you really want to make your intelligence very strong, very powerful, so that intelligence can control mind and senses, then it has to be connected with Kṛṣṇa. Because when intelligence is connected with Kṛṣṇa, then all the strength of Kṛṣṇa comes into intelligence, which is called as Kṛṣṇa consciousness. When buddhi or intelligence is empowered by Kṛṣṇa consciousness, then it can control all the senses and all the organs. By the proper use of intelligence, one's consciousness is expanded, and ultimate expansion of consciousness is Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So, Kapila Dev is explaining to Mata Devhuti. What is Kapila Dev saying? That this intelligence, which we all have actually, we all have the intelligence. It is not that somebody has and somebody doesn't have intelligence. Everybody has intelligence. But the only thing is that this intelligence is weak or intelligence is polluted by the material consciousness. So we have to empower the intelligence by Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So how do you do that? By reading about instruction of Lord Kṛṣṇa from Bhagavad Gita and from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. When our intelligence has strength of Kṛṣṇa, Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa, then it can control the mind and the senses. Otherwise, when this intelligence is overtaken by mind and senses, the destruction happens. Intelligence is acting as a discriminating agent to understand and analyze various objects. So, intelligence is supposed to be the master of mind and senses. So, we can make our intelligence strong or perfect by engaging in connection with Kṛṣṇa. If you really want to have super intelligence, like an IQ, intelligent quotient, if you want to really increase your intelligent quotient, then engage intelligence in service with Kṛṣṇa. Because intelligence is the key element of our existence. If our intelligence is weak, then we will not able to progress in our spiritual life as well as material life, right? So Kapila Dev is explaining various components of human existence or material existence in a very nice way. We will pause here. We'll continue study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam tomorrow. Vrindraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande.